What up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL Podcast, Week 11. I got the crew. I got Stoyo in Canada.
What's going on? Let's talk some football.
And I got Josh in Niles.
How you doing?
All right. Week 11, Thursday night. The Steelers smashed the Titans. The Steelers improved to 8-2. They beat Tennessee 40-17. Ben Roethlisberger throws for almost 300 yards, throws for 4 touchdowns. Antonio Brown goes off 10 catches, 144 yards, and 3 touchdowns, including a sweet catch, a catch of the year candidate, where he pinned the football against his helmet in the end zone. Mariota threw for a lot of yards, but also threw 4 picks and was sacked 5 times. So that's probably a major reason why they lost. Stoyo, what do you think of this game? It seems like the Steelers are hitting their stride.
Great teams find a way to get high at the right time. That's what the Steelers are known to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a great franchise. That's what they find always a way to do. You can't win a game when you throw 4 picks when you're Mariota.
Yep.
I like Mariota, but you have to keep those turnovers to a minimum.
Yeah. I think the Steelers' defense is playing better. I think at least one of those was tipped. But, yeah, anytime you turn the ball over 4+ times, you're going to have a tough time to win. Josh, what do you think of this game? Do you think the Titans dropped to 6-4? So they're now a game out of the division. Do you think Tennessee can get it going later in the year? Do you expect them to?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, they could. I don't know if I expect them to.
Yeah.
That was pretty, I don't know, we'll have to be able to go out there, throw 4 picks, get sacked 5 times.
Yeah. And
like shit.
I thought...
we went into Pittsburgh against a buzzsaw of a team.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
we'll do better.
It's a good excuse to do that on the road. On a Thursday night game, you can say you weren't ready, but not a good showing for Tennessee, especially when every win counts as we're getting into the big weeks here. Still, let's get right into this great performance. The Lions edged past the Bears with a clutch drive and a game-winning Matt Prater field goal. Mitch Trubisky kind of hurt us with that rookie mistake on that fumble on the snap that was returned for a touchdown. Looked like that was probably his fault. But he did deliver late in the game with a clutch drive to get us into field goal position, only to see the great Connor Barth miss the game-tying field goal by a lot. Subsequently, on Monday, Connor Barth was released, and veteran kicker Cairo Santos was signed. Stoyo, did you have faith in that kick?
No, I was very afraid. I thought he was going to miss.
Yeah, me too.
He had that new kicker, Santos, in the building last Thursday, and to decide not to sign him.
Man.
He should have cut Connor Barth at the bye when he was shooting 61%.
Yeah.
That just is not
How are
enough.
you an NFL kicker at 61%?
It just doesn't. No.
Yeah,
We're just too late on our decisions. Just a week too late.
Yep. I didn't like that signing in the first place. We got rid of Robbie Gould and brought in Connor Barth, who was never anything great. It must be nice to what's that?
Go ahead.
I said it must be nice to have a reliable kicker like Matt Prater, because Bears don't have one. Prater gets revenge on the head coach who cut him in Denver, John Fox.
Since Robbie Gould's been cut, he has for a 93% rate.
Robbie Gould has?
Yes.
Wow.
So
he
great
was
job getting rid of him.
Yeah, I mean, he was always a solid kicker. I never understood that move.
I thought he was Bear for life.
Yeah, with the big kicks that he made. Yeah.
Like, when is a kicker like a cut you need to make?
Right?
When iron face, there's a lot of things you do that are questionable. So
remember
prove yourself.
Remember Robbie Gould's game-winning field goal he kicked against the Seahawks in the playoffs?
I remember a few game-winning field goals that he kicked.
Yep.
But who's counting?
Who's counting? We don't need that in Chicago. Let's get him out of here.
You talk about winning? You talk about winning?
Detroit quarterback Matthew Stafford threw for 299 and 2 touchdowns. The Lions improved to an impressive 3-0 in the division, with a big divisional matchup versus the Vikings up next on Thanksgiving. Detroit, third in the run in defense through week 5. Then Haloti Ngata goes down, and they are now 32nd. Bears lose Leonard Floyd with a knee injury that Fox calls fairly serious, and now I believe is out for the year. Josh, what do you think the Lions' confidence meter is going into Thanksgiving against the Vikings? They just added veteran defensive end Dwight Freeney as well.
Oh, I think they've got to be feeling pretty confident.
Yeah. They already beat Minnesota once this year.
Yeah, it's a divisional game.
Big game. Josh, you're not going to like it when I say this, but I want Jim Harbaugh to be the Bears' next coach, and that requires another Michigan loss. So this weekend, I'm a Ohio State fan.
Gross.
All right.
like you're saying that you want Jim Harbaugh to be the coach.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
You never know. He's not getting that.
You're just being an Ohio State fan for no reason.
You know why?
Why?
Because he's getting paid $8 million at Michigan a year.
Well,
do you know how much Bill Belichick is getting paid?
No.
$7.5 million. The McCaskey family are not gonna make Harbaugh the highest paid coach in the NFL. They're just not those type of owners.
It's nice to dream.
Oh, I would definitely take him in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I know better. I'm a Chicago fan.
Yeah, we haven't done very good moves in recent history, so why would we start now?
Yeah.
Jags take on the Browns. They take the division lead with the win. They win 19-7. That's the Jaguars' 4th straight win. The Browns fall to 0-10. Leonard Fournette runs for 28 carries and 111 yards in his return. The Browns' Deshaun Kaiser turnover train just keeps on chugging as he throws 2 picks and loses 2 fumbles in the game. Cleveland head coach Hugh Jackson falls to 1-25 as Browns head coach, and the organization is now 4-43 since 2014. You guys might find this interesting. In an effort to fix major issues, team offers ownership percentage to Peyton Manning, equivalent to $150 million. If you were Peyton Manning, would you take ownership stake in Cleveland?
For $150 million, fuck yeah.
They're just like offering him $150 mil.
Who turns down $150 million? I mean, for $150, he should go back there on the field and start for him.
Oh, that's asking. You want Peyton Manning to throw on a Browns jersey?
I mean, he'd be better than Kaiser right now.
That's true. Some good news for Cleveland. Josh Gordon practices with the team for the first time in over a year. Jags Josh, you'll find this interesting. The Jags are on pace to host a playoff game for the first time since 1999 when they hosted the Tennessee Titans.
Wow.
You were just talking about that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the year they went 14-2.
Yeah. Man, 99. I would love to see Jacksonville back in the playoffs. Personally. No, Brunell's gone now.
Oh, yeah, I meant the team from 99.
Like I said a few weeks ago, a Jags-Rams Super Bowl would be awesome.
That would, but do you think Blake Bortles is going to get to the Super Bowl?
Rex Grossman made it to the Super Bowl.
That's
true.
It could happen.
Ravens shut out the Packers 23-0. They forced 5 turnovers. Baltimore registers. Baltimore registers their 3rd shutout of the season, their most since 2000 when they were Super Bowl champs. So their defense is not playing bad. Brett Hundley struggles in this game. 3 picks, 1 fumble, and he was sacked 6 times. The Green Bay star quarterback that's on the shelf, Aaron Rodgers, assumed done for the season, has returned to practice. He's not yet throwing, but there is a possible return put at Week 15 at Carolina if the team stays alive in the playoff hunt. Josh, do you think that the Packers can tread water enough that Rodgers would consider coming back this year?
Man, I hope so, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I figured we got up for the Bears game.
Yeah. Weren't ready.
Then, the team as a whole, and Hundley especially.
Yeah. Yeah, Hundley's not a starting quarterback in this league. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I know it's his, it's early on.
Like Tolzien and stuff from
yeah.
When Rodgers broke his other collarbone.
Yeah.
Like,
Green Bay needs to find a solid backup in there.
Tolzien was throwing touchdowns and picks.
Yeah.
And picks, and Hundley's throwing picks.
And that's about
not
it.
Scoring any points. No zeros at home.
What do you think of this? Packers running back Aaron Jones facing charges on an October 1 driving incident. They got him they said his eyes were red and he smelled like marijuana. So he's facing charges on that. I'm glad that's still illegal. Just want to say that. Really.
You know what? You know whose eyes are red right now?
Who's that? Yeah. Who?
Yours truly.
Same here, Josh. All right. So we got a good game.
That the Packers are now playing the Bears every week, so
yeah,
they're probably not gonna win.
Yeah, that's one of the major problems.
Yeah.
We got the buzzsaw I was talking about earlier. That's next week. Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
Oh shit.
We got Carolina on the schedule.
Yeah.
It's like we have a couple division games. So it depends on I'm sure it'll depend on if the other teams in the division can lose some more.
Yeah. Speaking of the division, Vikings in a big game. The Vikings shut down Jared Goff and the LA Rams, 24-7. Vikings improved to 8-2. Case Keenum throws for 280, no turnovers against a pretty good Rams defense. Latavius Murray runs for 95 and 2 touchdowns. Defense forces 4 straight punts in the second half against what people were calling the greatest team since the greatest show on turf. They got to Goff. They shut him down. They shut down Todd Gurley to 57 all-purpose yards. He was an MVP candidate. It's looking like the Purple People Eaters defense is back. What are you thinking of the Vikings, Stoyo?
That defense is disgusting. That is a Super Bowl winning defense.
Yeah. Everson Griffin, all those boys.
Just about anybody at QB. Look at Keenum.
Yeah.
He should. I don't even know if he's a starter caliber player, but behind that defense, you can put yourself in good position to win football games. And coaching is decent as well.
Yeah, Zimmer's done a good job. I'll disagree with you on one point. I think Case Keenum is playing some good football right now. I think that he's the one problem I saw was he threw 2 late picks in the game before, but if he keeps his turnovers down, I wouldn't make a switch. I think Keenum was playing good football.
I wouldn't bench him right now. If they won 6 in a row, you have to ride the hot hand.
Yeah.
Especially for a guy who hasn't played in almost 2 years. So
yeah, you could do.
Unfortunately for Teddy Bridgewater, you have to keep Case Keenum.
I know Bridgewater's itching to come back, but I think it's for the greater good for Bridgewater to sit and watch and let Keenum keep doing his thing. Bridgewater doesn't need to hurry back. Minnesota, they're hot right now, Josh. That's the one team that you got to be worried about in that division. I know that, Detroit could slip back and allow you guys to be a possible wild card, but if you're looking to win the division, Minnesota looks like it's going to lock that down.
Yeah. That's like you said, the Lions are usually big chokers late in the year.
Yep.
But usually, the Vikings aren't always good, but when they're good, they usually are pretty consistent throughout the year. They've won the division and been in the playoffs.
I would say that defense is like I love that defense. I'm a Xavier Rhodes fan out of Florida State. Trey Waynes out of Michigan State. You got Everson Griffin, Harrison Smith.
Harrison Smith, my boy.
Out of Notre Dame.
Really tough to score on right now.
Yeah. Anthony Barr out of UCLA at linebacker. So another game, Bucks take advantage of the miscues in Miami, 30-20. Jay Cutler with 3 first-half interceptions, and the Bucks were up 20-7. After that, Cutler was placed in a concussion protocol and did not return. Matt Moore comes back in the second half and throws for 282 and a touchdown and tied the score at 20 with 3 minutes to go. But then Tampa Bay was able to go from there. Kenny Stills had a big game, 7 catches, 180 yards, and a touchdown. And the Bucks kicker Patrick Murray kicks the game-winning field goal with 4 seconds left. That was with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback in Tampa. Stoyo, do you miss Jay Cutler at all?
I miss good Cutler, but I do not miss bad Cutler.
Yeah, and
unfortunately, that came together.
Yeah.
When Cutler is bad, he is the worst.
He is.
Concussion protocol, Cutler.
Comment, I mean, I don't want players to get hurt regardless of what jersey they wear, so...
Yeah.
I don't want players to be hurt. Even Rodgers, I want him to be healthy. I want to beat him healthy, but...
Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I hate that I say that. Come on, Bears. I'm better than that.
You are, but not the Bears. I mean, as long as we have those coaches...
Yeah.
And that owner, I don't see us doing anything for quite some time. But be positive.
I think we're stuck with the owner, but I'm calling for my hate has turned from John Fox and it's now directed at Ted Phillips. I want that guy fired. It's been long enough. That's a move that I'd be happy with. If Chicago fires Ted Phillips, I'll be like, all right, let's move on then.
You don't think 30 years is enough?
No, I think 20 years was enough. Saints continue their hot streak with a big comeback win against the Redskins, 34-31. The Saints trailed 31-16 with 6 minutes to go and got two clutch touchdown drives from Drew Brees. He was 11 for 11 in those drives. In that sequence, they got two touchdown drives, two defensive stands, and a 2-point conversion to force overtime. Clutch Saints. Drew Brees throws for 385 and two touchdowns. Mark Ingram, 134 yards and a touchdown. Kirk Cousins had a good game, but it wasn't enough. At this point, do you guys think the Saints, Josh, do you think the Saints are the best team in the NFC? Eight straight wins.
Yeah, I think they're up there.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to play the Eagles, maybe.
Yep, Saints and Eagles. Maybe, and the Vikings are right there as well. So
yeah.
this
that would be a sick game.
Yeah.
I want to see if Drew Brees can score on them.
Yeah, that would be sick. The Giants surprised the Chiefs 12-9 in overtime. Giants rookie kicker Aldrich Rosas with the game-winning field goal. Giants snap a 3-game losing streak. Remember when we were talking about the Chiefs as being the hottest team in the league? That seems like so long ago. They've lost 4 out of 5. Head coach Andy Reid is now 16-3 after the bye week, losing this time. Would you still consider the Chiefs the best in the AFC West, Stoyo? They did add veteran corner Darrelle Revis after this game, trying to improve. Do you still think Kansas City wins the West?
Probably. I mean, they're 6-4.
Yeah.
The Chargers are 4-6. The Raiders are 4-6, and the Broncos are 3-7.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they cool down a bit, but the AFC West is not doing much. Therefore, if they can get it together, they might get into the playoffs, but they're not coming into the playoffs playing the right way, I think.
Yeah. They got to get that.
So it might just be a one and done.
Yeah, they have to get that turned around. Kansas City is known for getting into the playoffs and going one and done in recent memory. Josh, what do you think of the Chiefs? Do you think it was a fluke that they started out so hot? Do you think Alex Smith is starting to cool down?
I don't think it was a fluke, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, seems like teams are. The Giants are very good.
Yeah, I know.
They only managed 9 points.
Yeah.
Lost to the Giants, and I don't know what's going on. They should have that division. But
yeah, something's up with the offense. I mean, I get that adding.
I kind of think the Chargers might sneak in there.
They could if they get hot. They've been a better team of recent. I mean, it looks like the offense is the problem. If you can only score 9 points on the Giants, and but then they go and sign veteran Darrelle Revis. What do you think of that move? Bringing Revis in.
I like that. I like Revis Island.
Yeah. We'll see if it's still an island. I think they built like a little highway on ramp.
Yeah. Yeah, he can still go. That'll shut down somebody.
Speaking of the Chargers, they just cause all kinds of chaos against the Bills in LA, 54-24. Prior to this game, Bills head coach Sean McDermott made a controversial quarterback change benching Tyrod Taylor in favor of rookie Nathan Peterman out of Pittsburgh. Peterman had never started an NFL game before this. Seemed like a weird move at 5-4 to just bench Tyrod Taylor, who's been doing pretty well. Nathan Peterman was subsequently pulled at halftime after throwing for 5 first-half picks and trailing 37-7 at the half. What in the hell was Sean McDermott thinking, Stoyo?
It's just the Buffalo curse.
I mean, you're 5-4.
That is not the time to bench your starting QB for a 5th-round pick. It's just not.
No. I mean,
even if he has been on TV in the 90s, it's still not the time for that.
Yeah. I don't get it. It seems like
week 11.
Yeah, it seems like a panic move. I mean, did Sean McDermott just wake up and be like, you know what, I don't think I want to be Bills head coach anymore? And maybe I'll do something that'll get me fired. I mean, I don't understand this move. If I was a Buffalo fan, I would not be happy. And it makes you look like a dumbass when you make that move, and week 12, you're forced to name Tyrod Taylor the starting quarterback again. And
the rookie throws 5 picks.
Yeah, there goes the rookie confidence. Tyrod Taylor is now confused, and the offense is probably like, since when do teams just want to throw games away? Josh, if you were in charge of the Bills, would you be making this move?
No. I'm not stupid idiot.
Yeah.
That's some stuff, and it's been a long time since they've been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, we're 5-4.
Let's pack it in.
Yeah, let's act like it's the preseason.
Yeah.
And put the rookie in.
I would understand if Tyrod was struggling.
Yeah.
But he has been having a pretty good season.
Yeah. I don't get
11
it.
11 TDs, 3 picks, 91 rating. That's a decent season.
Yeah. In this game.
With the offense.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
It's a dual threat.
Yeah, it makes no sense. You would expect this out of the Browns, not you, the Bills. You're smarter than that. You're better than that. Remember back to when you made 4 straight Super Bowls? Let's get back to that, Buffalo. Good news in this game, or a little side fact, Chargers quarterback Phillip Rivers makes his 195th consecutive start, dating back to 2006. Chargers definitely still alive in the division, starting to play better football. We'll take advantage of the Nathan Peterman experiment. Bengals defeat the Browns in Mile High, Denver's 6th straight loss. Before this game, John Elway, the team's GM, labels team soft. That was rumored to have pissed off a few of the players and coaching staff. It wasn't received well. Andy Dalton had a good game against the once daunted Broncos defense, throwing 3 touchdowns and no turnovers. The Bengals defense held Osweiler in check, only a 27 QBR. Stoyo, would you have Vance Joseph, the Broncos head coach, on the hot seat at this moment? They're 3-7.
No. He
is a rookie.
Yeah, so I would give him at least 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of just hiring the coach and firing him in the same season.
Yeah.
It has only been done a few times, I believe.
Yep.
But if you are ready to fire him, then you made a mistake in hiring him in the first place. So I would just give him time, and also I would give him a quarterback. That's what they really need.
Well, speaking of needing a quarterback, Broncos have named Paxton Lynch the starter for Week 12 going forward. Do you think that solves any problems, Josh? Me neither. All right.
Said they got pissed about Elway calling them soft.
Yeah.
But they still lost the game.
Yep. They still they lived up to that name.
Like they didn't get pissed off enough.
Exactly.
I mean, when they're soft, they're soft. What is supposed to say? Oh, you guys have been playing lights out. It's amazing, but you just keep getting unlucky. It's not you guys, it's me.
When the Broncos are good and people have to go to Denver, it's like we can't breathe. And
yeah.
When they're bad, it's like, oh, we went to Denver and won a game.
Yep.
It was a good time.
Speaking of a good time, the Patriots go to Mexico and destroy the Raiders 33-8. Tom Brady throws for 339 and 3 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks goes off for 149 and a touchdown. The Raiders are still alive, surprisingly, in the AFC West at 4-6, but I would definitely say they're underachieving so far. Stoyo, they're only 2 games out. Do you have any confidence in the Raiders going into the stretch run?
Absolutely not.
Really? This was a team that was on a lot of people's Super Bowl radar this year.
It was on mine. They were my Super Bowl pick.
Me too.
Yeah, from last year.
Yeah.
Not the same team this year for some reason.
Yeah.
Even at Marshawn.
Yeah. Beast mode doesn't quite pack the same punch. Sunday night, we had a good game up until halftime, and then something happened in the second half. The Eagles destroy the Cowboys 37-9. It's the worst home loss ever in Jerry World. Dak Prescott turned the ball over 4 times and was sacked 4 more. The Eagles' defense looks for real, and the Cowboys' offense does not look the same without Zeke Elliott. They've lost 2 straight games by a combined 48 points. Eagles probably the best team in the NFC, though. Tough team to go against. There's some interesting quotes after the game by players in the Eagles locker room. Jay Ajayi was asked if the Dallas Cowboys quit. He said, quote, "Definitely. Early fourth, we had our way with them. It was over after that." Alshon Jeffrey on the win, quote, "That was easy." I'm sure Dallas fans are not enjoying that. Whenever the hated Eagles come into town and say that was easy, that can't be enjoyable. Jerry Jones can't be happy. Stoyo, what do you think of what's going on in Dallas with Zeke Elliott being suspended? They don't look quite the same.
Yeah, it was a blowout game.
Yeah.
But actually, the Cowboys were at halftime.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. And they just never scored again. The Eagles went 3rd straight.
Did they quit? Did it look like they quit?
It looks like they quit.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it works being the owner, the GM, and the team president at the same time. I think Jerry Jones has too much power, and he's getting older. Maybe it's time that he lets his son just do a little bit more work and just let it go.
Yeah.
If you look at another overbearing owner in the same city was Mark Cuban, and when he let some of his power go, the Mavericks ended up winning a championship.
That's
so
true.
Maybe you should take that into consideration.
And he's got a lot on his plate right now, Jerry Jones, with the whole Roger Goodell situation and the Ezekiel Elliott situation. Maybe Jerry should just get back to football, as they say, and focus on his team, focus on what's good for the league. Stop.
How about that coach?
I mean, he's a yes man that Jerry Jones likes. That's why he's there. I never thought Jason Garrett was that good of a coach.
Is he ever going to be on the hot seat?
He should be. If you look at it, the Cowboys under Jason Garrett's run, last year was the anomaly. They've been a 500 team at best since then. They're sitting at 5-5 right now. That's what they've been for years. Besides last year, it seems to be that way unless Ezekiel Elliott's on the field, which someone's got to get credit for the Ezekiel Elliott draft pick at least. But if he's getting suspended, he's not helping the team. Monday night, the Falcons inch past the Seahawks 34-31 on a missed Blair Walsh field goal in the final seconds. There was a lot of stuff I noticed in this game. Seattle turned the ball over on downs to end the first half on a fake field goal run. That's on coaching. I'm sure Pete Carroll called that. What'd you think of that call, Stoyo?
It was an interesting call, to say the least.
It was
especially when you don't have your top two defensive players.
Yeah.
You should take all the points you can get and not trying to get tricky.
Yeah.
It's easy to get tricky when you have the Legion of Boom backing you up and making plays for you. But when you have Sherman out and you have Chancellor out,
yep,
you just have to kick the field goal and take the easy points.
Yeah. They were down 7 at that moment, trying to tie it, but if they kicked it, they would have been down 4 and gotten a little momentum. I'm always for momentum. I'm always for points. I think it was a bad call. Pete Carroll was quoted as saying it would have been a good call if it worked out, which seems pretty obvious.
Thank you, Captain. Obvious.
Yeah, I also thought that Pete Carroll showed bad clock management in this game. I also thought that he had threw the challenge flag on a bad call. Doug Baldwin said he caught it, but anyone with a pair of eyes that looked at the replay saw immediately that it was incomplete. And Pete Carroll could have used an extra timeout late in this game, gotten closer. Blair Walsh said that he was worried if he put all of his power into that final kick that he might pull it. So he didn't kick it quite as hard as he should have, and it was just short. He did kick it straight, but just short. What else happened in this game? Josh, what did you think of this game? Did you watch it?
Yeah, somewhat. I had it on while I was
Yeah.
playing.
I mean,
I watch Monday Night Football.
I mean, a big road win for the Falcons. But I think honestly, I'm going to say this is the worst coaching performance I've seen out of Pete Carroll. I thought that he made a lot of bad decisions. And like Stoyo said, when Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman are done and not there, take all the points you can get. That defense is not the same. Josh,
Yeah, it's almost like he forgot for
Yeah.
a second or something.
Do you think that Seahawks team can bounce back with those 2 major injuries? That's a tough.
How long are they out?
Both out for the season. And the bad news is Cam Chancellor neck injury may be serious. His career may be in question.
Over. Yeah.
That's 2 players on the same team.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because Cliff Averill may be forced to retire as well with a neck injury.
This could be the end of the Seahawks championship window.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to get into the playoffs when you lose 2 of your top guys defensively.
Yeah.
Like to play their football. But also, when you have an offensive line that's like that, and when you have a terrible kicker, this is the second game that kicker has possibly cost them.
Yep.
Against the Washington team. He missed 3 field goals in the half, and now he missed the tying game kick. It's just hard to play when you don't trust your kicker.
Yeah, did he miss in the playoffs against the Vikings when they played?
He was the Vikings kicker that missed against the Seahawks in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You would think of all teams that had a really good look at Blair Walsh's skills, they wouldn't pick him up.
Maybe that was the deal for missing the kick.
Yeah. I remember the move. And I was like, you're bringing in the Blair Walsh Project? And they're like, yep. And I was like, all right.
Wow. Yeah, see, he's not clutch.
No.
I don't know what the opposite of clutch is.
Unclutch. Anti-clutch.
Yeah. He's a automatic transmission.
I was trying to make the car.
So, yeah. So, Josh, you're saying that you would rather have LeBron James in the clutch than Blair Walsh?
Yeah, LeBron has made more in the clutch than Blair Walsh.
Debatable, highly debatable.
Yeah, I'd have to go. Blair Walsh probably has like some footage of him making game-winning things.
Yeah.
Game-winning kicks.
He goes home and watches those.
Definitely more times than LeBron.
All right, let's get to some predictions here. We got a big Thursday coming up. Big Thanksgiving. Always great games on Thanksgiving. We got the 8-2 Vikings at the 6-4 Lions. Who do you guys got in that game?
I have the Vikings.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be Thanksgiving if the Lions didn't lose.
Yeah, the Vikings are hot right now. You got to go with the Vikings. I think that defense is going to get to Stafford. What do you think, Josh?
The Lions need it.
Yeah, they do. It's a big game.
Yeah, that defense, I don't know. It's going to be tough to score on them.
Yeah.
We'll see if Stafford can earn his money.
Yeah. Yeah, this is probably the biggest game of the year for the Lions. You know, they're at home in front of their fans on Thanksgiving. It's going to be a big game. The game after that, we got Chargers at Cowboys. The Chargers have been looking better. The Cowboys with no Zeke. But I can't pick the Chargers. I picked the Chargers once, and they just embarrassed me against the Broncos. So I vowed to never pick the Chargers again. So I'm going Cowboys. What do you guys think?
It's hard to pick the Cowboys right now without Zeke. And
Yeah.
they played on Sunday Night Football, so it's a really, really short week for them.
That's true.
And with the shit show that's going on in Dallas right now, I'm going to have to go with the Chargers.
Nice. What do you think?
Yeah, Chargers might sneak to the division or top spot in their division, and they can't do that if they don't win some games. And
Yeah.
Dallas is not looking good. I didn't think a running back being out would affect the whole team as much. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, with the short week, they're
Yeah.
gonna be tired.
Cowboys are having some offensive line problems as well. Some injuries and some chemistry issues. The Thursday night game, the capper on Thanksgiving is the Giants and Redskins. How do you see that guy going? I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The Giants, they did get a win, but this last week, but I don't think they're very good. I'm taking the Redskins in that one.
Yeah, I hope it's not going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
I'm sure the NFL thought it was going to be a much more competitive game than it is now.
Yeah.
For all I know, it could be like a 36-3 score.
Yeah. Yep. Kirk Cousins out there slinging it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh? Josh, don't you have a cowboy hat around somewhere? Aren't you a Cowboy homer?
No. I don't know. And they're not even in this game.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Giants, Redskins.
Like, nor do I have Giants or Redskins.
Laura Cincinnati's hat.
Alright. Sunday. Bears at Eagles. Stoyo, how confident are you that the 3-7 Bears are gonna go into the Link and get a win against the Eagles?
I am very confident that the Chicago Bears are going to be there.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's about it. And I hope that Alshon Jeffries goes off against us.
Oh, he's going to torch us.
Just to prove to face that he's a good wide receiver.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah. I mean, we don't...
He's really
That's a grudge game for him. He wants it.
Yep. I think it's going to be a solid, 35-6. Not Chicago.
Why do the Bears get rid of all their good players and then the ones that aren't so good, they give gigantic contracts to?
Josh.
There's a potential there, Josh.
Jeffrey, you're out of here.
Josh, are you trying to tell me that Mike Glennon is not worth $18 million a year? Mike Glennon is getting paid more than Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's what's...
Mike Glennon makes $4.5 million per game this year.
Wow.
He's pretty good.
But keeping Robbie Gould on the team, that's too expensive.
Yeah.
That's wasteful.
Yeah. Keeping Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey, no. Those guys, they can't do anything for us.
They have two beast wide receivers.
Saints.
When you inherit an offense of Martellus Bennett, Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey,
Matt Forte,
and 2 years later you have nobody.
Yep.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Bear down. That's all you can say.
Using.
An actual good game coming up this week. Saints at Rams. 8-2 Saints at the 7-3 Rams. Rams coming off a loss. Saints 8 straight wins. Who do you guys got in this game? I'm gonna make my prediction. I'm gonna say that the Rams come back down to earth a little bit, and I say the Saints continue the winning streak. What do you think, Stoyo?
I don't know who to cheer for, because Drew Brees is getting up there. He's 38 years old, I believe. Could this be his last run?
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
This is the first time in a while that the Saints have been dominant.
Yeah, this could be his last opportunity.
8 in a row now.
Yeah.
So, would he retire if he won the Super Bowl, you think?
Maybe. Depends. I mean, you look over there at Brady, he's still swinging it.
Yeah, but Brady also has the best coach with them.
Yeah, and he's probably on some sort of HGH.
Doesn't look like it at all. I know. So if I had to pick, I am gonna pick the Rams, but
yeah,
I won't be offended either way.
What do you think, Josh?
I gotta go with the Saints. They're super hot winning streak.
Yeah.
And the Rams are at home, but they've only lived there for not that long.
Yeah. Yeah, they were grazing in the pastures of St. Louis, and now they're out in L.A.
I think those same people going.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, the Saints are hot right now. I mean, something about that Rams-Vikings game made me think that the Rams, it showed me a little something. Maybe that's just how good the Vikings defense is, but the Rams offense looked vulnerable. But they do have Todd Gurley. I expect him to rebound. But the Saints have Mark Ingram, so that'll be a good matchup to watch at running back.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Should be a good week 12. Can't wait. Thanks for coming on, guys. Have a good Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of food. Watch some good football. We'll be back on it next week. Peace out.